Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's our day 4 here in Ottawa. No, day 3, sorry. Well, yeah, I don't know what day it is now, but this is the 3rd day of our conference. So we will be going, we are at the University of Ottawa right now, and we're just getting started. So hopefully you guys watch the other videos. I will put the link down in the description below, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy this video.
In a jazz band, and my band kind of goes travel to Vancouver, Ottawa, and other places all over Canada, and kind of compete for it. And without even realizing that I am a minority there, because I was kind of young and having fun. But now you saying that makes me realize that that crap's real.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate, but
Yeah,
I think it's just important that you're aware of it.
yeah.
And then it's how you deal with it, right?
Yeah, and at first, well, at the end of high school, I kind of got discouraged now because there's not a lot of like groups I can join in that I have a connection with.
Yeah.
So most of the people I play with are like my Caucasian friends and whatnot. But yeah, so I guess I kind of made up a question last night, like before we left. What would you tell a person that is kind of now discouraged to keep going on? Like, what would
I can totally relate. I didn't talk about it last night. I pretty much talked about a lot of the good stuff. There's a lot of times where you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to do it. I was recording an album last year, the one that I'm releasing this year, and there were so many times where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, it's too much. But I think the most important thing is asking yourself why you're doing it. If you know why you're doing it, then I think it brings you back to the real reason why you're doing whatever you're doing. And who are you doing it for? I think what's really important is that you should be doing it for yourself and not for anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So at the end of the day, like, yes, it's great to be able to wow other people and make them feel like they're impressed by you or whatever you're doing. But if you don't feel satisfied with yourself and what you're doing, then what really is the point, right?
What are you doing it for?
What are you doing it for? I think
is it just to like impress other people and?
I think it's important to have like a purpose, right? Like for me with music, I make it so much more bigger than just me releasing music. It's more about representing our culture
and like kind of getting your thoughts out as well, your passion out.
For sure.
Connecting to other people.
That was the biggest thing too when I was going through that crisis that I was talking about. Songwriting was the way that I was able to put all my thoughts into words. Like I was able to write a lot about my experiences. And that's also why a lot of people are able to relate to the songs I write. It's just very, they can resonate. It's like very real.
And like that first song that you released. That was.
I mean that was more like a relationship. But it could also be interpreted as you're better off without, whatever past thing you were doing that wasn't working out for you. And if you found a different passion.
Like as an artist, it can go out easy a lot of way. It can be determined into other things, just like in the poems, arts. It's kind of the same thing, right?
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, so I think that we're familiar that in Filipino culture there's a lot of this sort of culture of silence, of not speaking about our feelings, not talking about difficult things, kind of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and struggling on. And while that's helped us a lot to survive. I think we've been having a lot of conversations in the community about how it's important to now thrive together. So I definitely am committed to this work of removing shame and stigma when it comes to talking about mental and emotional health. So what I'm offering today is if anybody needs, if they're having difficult emotions that are coming about, or just need a sounding board for different things that they've learned, new ideas, I'll be available in your program. There's a phone number you can reach me, and Marco has also graciously offered his office space. And basically, active listening is a process where someone is there with you to make sure you feel heard, you feel supported in all these different kind of feelings that are coming up. I know a few people partied last night, and a lot of people are tired, so sometimes that plays on our emotions too, and I'm here for the support. I got a good night's sleep. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is the last day and the one of the first panels for this morning. So our panel is called Sinakaba, Navigating Filipino Identities in Various Mediums. I'm generally De La Fuente, and I'm representing ABS-CBN, THCU, and Collective Hustle. I'm really happy to be here. We came from California, so it's been really great to talk to you guys in the past 3 days. And so I'm going to have the panelists introduce themselves. And this is Jelaine. She will start.
Hi everyone. Good. Nice to see you all. Bright and early on Sunday. My name is Jelaine Santiago, and I am a social entrepreneur, an online storyteller, and I'm a really passionate advocate for diversity and ethics in business. I really believe in the power of social enterprises, which are businesses that exist to address social issues by using innovative business models. And I really believe that social enterprises can be a really powerful way to create positive impact in the world, which is why I am the co-founder of 2 social enterprises. The first is called Cambio & Co. Hopefully some of you have heard of us already. And Cambio & Co., we are an ethical fashion company that works with Filipino artisans. We specialize on pieces that are all handcrafted and designed in Philippines, like this fanny pack over here and these earrings. And we exist in order to celebrate Filipino craftsmanship, culture, and heritage. So we work with Filipino artisans with the goal of sharing pieces that are all made in Philippines to connect Filipinos in the diaspora, like myself and yourselves all here, to reconnect with our heritage and the places we come from by wearing pieces that are actually made from home and by Filipino talents. So we're all about promoting the idea of, wearing your heritage on a day-to-day basis and feel empowered about that. And so that's what our main mission is to create that empowerment amongst the Filipino diaspora while also creating sustainable livelihood for the artisans that make our pieces. And then we also launched Sinta & Co., which is the world's first socially conscious Filipino wedding boutique. And we aim to empower Filipino couples to wear heritage not only on the day-to-day basis, but to also be able to do that during life special events like weddings as well. So that's all.
Hi everybody. This is super duper weird because I've never been in a room with another Jenny. It's like very strange for me. But my name is Jenny. And I'm going to be wearing 2 different hats today. So on the one hat, all of us here actually based in Toronto, we are part of something called the Pluma Collective. The Pluma Collective is a collective of Filipino writers and poets. And we are doing so many cool things in the GTA, and so I'm going to be wearing that hat, and also I'll be wearing my Filipino top. So in my day-to-day, I work as, on paper, it is inclusion and diversity consultant. However, in practice, what that means, I make teachers cry. I do. I teach teachers how to teach Filipino kids better, and I make them cry. And so I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that. But I'll tell you how I got even started was I graduated from Immigration and Settlement Studies Master's Program in Ryerson. And afterwards I got the dream job, which was being a settlement worker in schools. Do you guys know what a settlement worker is? So a settlement worker is like basically like a guidance counselor that works in schools, but only with newcomers. And so they would put me in schools with all these Filipino kids, and that just spurred a lot of different things in my life, and that is what I'm going to talk to you about today.
How's it going, guys? My name is Eric Tigley, and I'm one of those teachers that cried when I traveled to school to talk to everybody. I would do wear a lot of hats too. By day, my day job is a middle school teacher. I teach grade 7 at a predominantly Filipino school. I'm talking like 800 kids, 95% are Filipino. In the afternoon, I do a lot of art. I do a lot of visual art in the city. I do murals. You'll see I have a video to show you guys later about some of the things that I do. I'm also a battling artist as well, showing artist. So I get to go around a bit. And then the evening, weekends, I get to publish a bunch of books. So seeing that there's a, oh, and right now there's a deal to buy 2 Hawaii books, get 1 free. When you, I'll give this closing after if you want to try. Yeah, you know, there was a definite need for the Filipino voice to be put on shelves. And I felt somebody's got to do it, so might as well do it sooner than later. It took a couple years to do, especially in North America or in Canada. It's given me the chance to travel a bit. So because I had that book, I was able to go to the United States, go to San Francisco, Daly City, LA, New Jersey, just to meet other Filipino groups that were there. And it's the same symptoms all over the place. I mostly work with youth from Jada Fitch in Toronto. If you don't know where that is, it's one of the inner city neighborhoods in Toronto. And yeah, it's really just about doing grassroots work. Just putting foot to the pavement and just pretty much blazing your own way if you can. And hopefully people will follow it, or you can find a mentor too, and then have aid and help in that. That's why I'm glad I'm sitting here with you know, all these colleagues that are here right now, and that you're all here too, because what better way to share than to talk and go through it.
It's so emotional. When the lights were off, I was just in the corner like crying. Yeah, my hopes and dreams is that we will continue to gather. I think spaces like these are so critical and important, and I hope that they happen more than once a year. And I hope that they happen within and outside of POP. From the entrepreneurship side, or just even in general, like, I hope that for Filipino-Canadian youth that we will be successful in whichever domains we are, but that I hope that our success is not contingent on us leaving Philippines, and that we have the option to be successful wherever we are. So that's that dream that many of us are taught, is that in order to have success, in order to be a successful entrepreneur, we're talking about entrepreneurship, is that you have to leave the Philippines, and that our success is contingent on, you know, reaching some level of status in the US, in Canada, wherever we are. But I would really love to see, you know, more Filipino-Canadian entrepreneurs, more Filipino-Canadians who are in different, you know, like senior levels, where we can create impact that not only benefits our communities here, but that actually give back to our communities in Philippines. So I would love that we can get to the point where you can choose to stay in Philippines, where you can choose to go abroad, but that it is a choice. Because I think the fact that, like, what we saw in that letter to Mama, it's like the fact that families are torn apart because of a lack of livelihood and a lack of jobs. I just think that is just so unacceptable. Like, no family should ever be torn apart because of a lack of jobs. I think that's just ridiculous. And so my really aspiration is that we can work together as a community to not only uplift ourselves here together, but to also find ways to create connections with our communities back home in the Philippines, so that we can choose to be successful wherever we want to be.
Good answer. Drop the mic, Julie.
Yeah.
She's also doing another session later on this afternoon if you want to get more Jillian tidbits. So, what? Sorry, what was it? All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. Like, can I just say, like, you guys would agree with this. This would not have been possible, like, when we were in university. Like, this was not even a thing that would have been on our radar, right? Like, just the fact that this is happening. Thank you to the organizers. Like, I could not believe that you guys are, like, full-time students and running a nationwide conference at the same time. Like, holy smokes. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for you guys who are running this. And a lot of respect for you guys who made it really far to come here today. Continue to connect. Continue to connect, and like Eric was saying, right, like some people think that there are like levels, right? There's tiers because you were born here, and then you weren't born here, and then, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get rid of those. Like, you're Filipino, it doesn't matter. Even if you're half, it doesn't matter, right? Just connect with each other and find commonalities. And it doesn't even have to mean like, you know, something really, really big. It doesn't have to be cerebral. It could just be something really small. Like, oh, you know, you have a last name that's hard to pronounce too. That's cool. You know, just start on that one note, and then move from there. And that's what my hope is, that like you guys would just take this forward and connect. Because I feel like every single new generation of university students should just keep pushing the bar forward. And I'm so amazed with you guys. My other thing about what I hope for in the future, you guys are seeing a lot of pictures. This are from different events from the Pluma Collective that we're all part of in Toronto. So putting my writer hat, my other hope is that we will continue to tell our stories, and there will be space made for us in Canadian literature for us to do that. Asians will take notice, like publishers will take notice. If they don't, they'll be like Eric, make their own publishing house. I don't know if you guys realize this, it's gonna be his own publishing house, right? That's a big deal. Like, take up your space wherever it has to be. Just make sure you're heard, and make sure that whatever you're saying is from your heart. That's what I really hope.
I agree 100% with what both of you said, so I don't have to say anything else. No, sure. One of the things I really hope for in the future is not just, it is, like, I do agree with you both, 100%, but really that we start supporting our own. This is something I've noticed traveling and trying to do. I've done every festival in Toronto and Vaughan and the GTA. I've gone to, again, Pistahan in San Francisco, talked to people I've discovered. I've gone to all these different Filipino groups, and that's been the biggest problem. And they've been there since the turn of the century, or even further back. You think about, you know, Louisiana. The idea is just that I'm glad everybody's here together, but it's just making sure that it continues forward too. Because you really have to support each other, especially with the new groups that are coming in. The bigger group is showing up now. You know, with the youth that I work with, our numbers are growing so fast and rapid that, you know, for a lot of teachers there, it's really just catch up. And if they don't have the support, not just, you know, financially, but emotionally, socially, then in just like after school programming, any way you can help out and just support each other, I really hope that kind of, you know, when they say it takes a village, you know, it really does, especially in our case, because the best people we can learn from is each other. So I really hope in the future they continue that forward. Because even though I've been, again, I mentioned those other groups in the past, like FCF and all those different university groups, there was a blip. There was that moment where in the mid-2000s it just stopped and everybody just disappeared. And then you know, now there's a lot of different groups that are popping up, and it's just sustaining that. And the only way we can sustain that is if we support each other while we're doing it, support different organizations that are trying. Because again, who's gonna look out for us other than us? Like, we can't expect that handout. I mean, we're definitely taking up our space and making sure we support each other while we do it.
All right, so it looks like we've run out of time. However, we do want to ask questions to Eric, Emily, and Jelaine after. You are more than welcome to. I would like to thank you guys again for and I want to thank you guys too for being here. Being Filipino-Canadian.
Oh, if you guys want, boy, it makes a good stocking stuffer.
It's really good to give to kids.
And for yourself too. But buy 2, get 1 free right now. I really just want to make sure as many people get them. And
I'm sorry to say this, I know you guys won't do this, but please don't photocopy it. Until you've seen your work, and again, I gave up 2 years to work on this, and then to see just somebody that blatantly just take it and start distributing it to people without your permission, again, it takes a lot of time and effort, and just hear my own people do it. And it does tell you something, especially when
Yo, what is up, guys? We are at the last part of our event here in Ottawa. So yeah, this is the whole